Well, you may have heard of this story. It's gone international. 7-year-old Zach, he's a happy-go-lucky little guy recently playing in the family backyard in Cowichan, BC, when suddenly his life was hanging in the balance. A young cougar clawed his way through the fence, and as Zach tried to run away from the cougar, it pounced on the boy. Zach's mom, Chelsea, heard the fence rattling, looked out, and saw a terrifying sight. Chelsea from Lake Cowichan, thank you for joining me. So tell me, you hear the noise, you look out, what did you see?
Well, I was in my laundry room and I could hear the fence as if someone was kicking it, which is a very uncommon sound for my household. No one would ever do that. It's a sheet metal fence to the neighbor's house, to the neighbor's fence. Pardon me. And so I knew something was wrong. So I quickly opened the door, and then I can hear him. He's as if he is wrestling, and I thought something had fallen on him, so I just start running, and then I turn the corner, which is very close to my front door, and I see this cougar latched onto his arm, and there's just no time for response. There's no time to think about what I'm going to do. I just leaped over there. I don't even know how I got over there. It happened so quickly. I I was over there in just, a flash of a second. And I tried to, the first thought is just get it off my child. So I, I reached into its mouth and I'm pulling and pulling. And, we have the Lord and we know his strength. So after, I know I need to start praying. So I start praying in tongues, and it's just a very, it's a desperation, and just it's a roar coming from inside of me. I could never never reiterated it. It just came out from the depths of me, and it was as if I was telling this cougar, just get off my kid. And obviously I'm human, and my own strength is less than a cougar.
Yeah.
So as I'm pulling, as I'm praying, about three sentences into my prayer, the cougar just unlatched its jaw from my child's arm, and it just vanished. And I vaguely remember it running away. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
and
the
then I
adrenaline, yeah, the adrenaline, Chelsea, was just pumping. So you didn't have really a chance, I guess, to be scared. But your natural instinct, because as you mentioned, you were praying, you and your family are followers of Jesus. So
Yes.
I mean, obviously, you see your son, you're scared, you're afraid this cougar is going to take him away or take his life. But instinctively, you started to pray. So what are some of the things that you were saying?
Well, I was praying in tongues, so that's, for people who may understand that, is it's a prayer from your spirit, and it's between the Lord. And to interpret it, haven't really called to the Lord, what was that interpretation? But it was a call for help. And I do believe that, Psalm 91 promises us
Hmm.
that he will deliver us from the fowler's snare, from the deadly pestilence, and he will command his angels concerning us, and they will guard us and protect us. And he promises us in Psalm 91 that we will, if we honor him, he will deliver us and he will satisfy us. So to me, I'm calling out for help. God, help. I know my own strength isn't enough, and I have faith that God can do the miraculous. And not only do I know it, and in a very respectful way, I expect it because I know how much he loves us.
He certainly does. And I mean, your faith obviously is very strong. And your husband, Kevin, said you're a hero. You obviously feel as well that God has miraculously rescued Zach. How is he doing
Yes.
now? I mean, I know there's some physical scars, and I'm sure the emotional, trauma for a 7-year-old boy will be there for a while. But how is Zach doing?
Zach is doing exceptionally well. I believe his faith has grown from this experience. He's looking to God more, and he can tell me he can sense the Holy Spirit in his life. A couple different things he's been saying that tell me that he is closer to God. You know what? he's playing in the yard with the other children, but we're playing in groups now, and we're having time before bed, just Zach and I, where him and I are praying together. He wants me to pray for him every night. You know, if he's feeling certain thoughts, then that's the time that we share with each other. But I know that he's going to mentally and emotionally recover fully, and I believe he's well on his way.
Well, Chelsea, thank you so much for sharing your story. And we're so happy that it had a great conclusion to it. And please say hi to Zach for us as well.
Well, yeah.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I will. Take care.
You too.